we go. One. YouTube. So, trying to get ready for spring plowing, spring plow day. You know, as you saw in my previous videos, got the 59 Li all set with the axle extension. So now I'm trying to get the cultivator ready for it. So it had fallen apart last year after I brought it back from the farm. Basically the bolts fell out of it. So the plan is to get that back assembled today and then get it ready for this season and change up the configuration a little bit just to be able to use it with this new setup with the axle extensions. So let's get going. So this is the current condition of it right now. So basically what happened was when I came back from plowing one day, I was walking the tractor back to the shed, and then the whole cultivator fell right off of the gearbox. So what I was doing, I was just, you know, walking it back to the shed, and I went to go just till up my compost pile, and that's when it fell off. So I basically haven't touched it since then. So basically have to, you know, put this back in. I'm going to maybe change a gasket in there. Actually, I'm going to put in a front end on this. You've probably seen my videos. I didn't have wheels on my cultivator, so because of what I'm going to do, I want some wheels and be able to just walk it forward. I'm not going to walk it backwards, so I'm going to put the wheels on it. But the one thing I'm going to do differently is I need to, the standard wheels are not, they're 24 inches apart roughly. So I'm going to make them, I got a bar that's 36 inches long, so I'm going to make it so it's the same distance and wheel spread as the axle extensions. So here we go. Alright, basically I have to find the center of the rod first, so use the little centering jig. You just have to get it dead nuts centered. I can actually touch it. I don't know if you can see this, but basically just a swing that basically as you bring it over, it basically centers, and then you basically line two lines. That tells you where the center is within reasonable accuracy for what I need to do. So that should be good. Maybe a little farther back. Should be good there. Now I'm going to use a centering bit. Basically, what this does, I don't know if it's sorry about the lighting. What this does is it's a little stiffer than a straight. Just smaller bit, so it basically pilots it and has basically rigidity. So put this in and we'll go. I gotta get a keyless truck. This thing's a pain in the ass and it's all worn out too, so I have to keep it way too hand pressed in. So if you can see right there, you know, with that fixture, I'll take the camera out. You know, right there, if I can get the camera angle, we're right there on center. So that's what that other fixture basically does, is if you're off center, let me make it off center, you're off centered, as you bring this, you rotate the y-axis or x-axis, however you want to look at it, as you bring towards the center. Once those lines line up, you know you're centered to the center of the spindle. So, all right, now I just got to measure how far back I am on the old ones from here to here, and then I'll drill it. Basically do a 1/4 inch in on center. So let me set that up. It should be good. Looks good. Looks good. So gives it enough material. So let's tighten everything down. Tighten there. Tighten there. All right. Good on centering, so now we'll put the actual bit in. Nice having good bits. Pisses me off when all my, don't have a good bit. There we go. 1. 3 more to go. All right, let's start the next hole. It's about 3.5 inches center to center. Maybe put a little bit more just to, it's okay if it's a little sloppy. It's okay. I'd rather it be a little wider and the wheel move a little bit than run out of room. So maybe do 3 1/4 or 3 3/4 roughly. So let's get that going. Yeah, I know this drill is pretty sloppy, but hey, it's the only one I got, and price was right. It has a 1/2 inch chuck on it, so it for the the few times I need to do it, it works for me. Eventually, maybe get a better one, but it's good for now. done for that side. I'll do the other side now. All right, next item, the wheel axle is all set, so that's all done. Now to just take a quick look at the gearbox, make sure it's, you know, all set, and make sure and just start putting the bolts and start putting everything back together. So let me get the wrench. One thing I want to do is this. I'd like to flip this around so the maybe I'll just leave it. The grease. So it goes like this, and then this bolts. I've never seen. This is the only one I've seen where it locks it in rather than the whole arm. It's just the you know, just the anchor here. I don't know, I might flip this around. I'll take a look at it. I think I have gaskets for this. I'll go take a look. So I'll be right back. So I just checked. I didn't have any gaskets, so I'm not gonna mess with that. But this is the part that fell off last season. Yeah, I don't know if this is a custom gasket. It looks like it is. It's just total mess. What I'll do is, it definitely smells like gear oil. So let me just wipe this down and you know, get it back on. It's a big ass bearing in there. So I'm gonna everything's in working order. So like I said, basically what it was is last year these bolts just loosened up and the whole thing just fell off right, you know, when I was bringing it back. But let me wipe these off and all right, clean the gasket as best as I could. I don't have a spare one for this, so I'm just gonna wipe it down, maybe put some seal gasket on it. But what I got to do also is just clean out these threads, chase them out. They're 3/8, so just gonna basically just do a quick chase on them, and just to clean them out, just because I know they're dirty as shit. Like I said, they're dirty. So let me get a brush.
That should be good. A little nasty in there, but that's how we do it.
So I'm just going to throw some Permatex on this real quick, just a thin amount, just because I don't, like I said, I don't have a new fresh gasket to put on there. So I'll just throw this on just for the time being, and you know, when the time comes I want to maybe rebuild this gearbox, I'll put all new seals, new gaskets and stuff. So I'm only putting a thin amount just because I don't want it oozing everywhere. So should be good enough. I mean, if it leaks a tiny bit, it's okay. It's not gonna harm anything. I'll keep an eye on the levels anyways. All right, so let's do it.
On that side, and do it on this side. That should be good enough. Alright, let's drop that on there. something moves.
There we go. All right, so just make sure that's on there, which it is. Should be good. And just make sure everything's lined up. All right, all that's lined up. So now to get the, now to tackle the actual cultivator side. All right, take a quick clean of the, so you can see it's leaking a little bit. It's been laying on its side, so again, like I said, I gotta have to clean up one day when I go to rebuild this. You know, I'll replace all seals and get it in really good working order, but it's fine now. Again, I only use it for maybe a handful of times every summer, so I gotta use it on my property, and then when I volunteer at the farm, I'll use it there as well. So it's should be good though. Should be good as far as it's not, you know, everything's in, you know, it's a little bit of play, but it's not awful. So it's I don't know how bad, you know, it's leaking up this top seal, but you know, the sides, probably out the sides too, you know, I would assume it is, but hey, I'm ahead of the game. With most guys are looking at these, a lot of these are cracked, so I'm pretty fortunate. I probably have 3 of these, including this one, that this is all in good shape. So I have another one that I want to rebuild soon, or at least get it back in working condition. Not necessarily, we'll see how much I need to rebuild, but it should be pretty good. Just want to get some of this stuff clean while I have it off, and it's easier. Once it's on the gearbox, I'll check for the oil and all that. So, but it is what it is right now. The tines are not great, but they're better than, they're probably the best of all the ones I have. So they're gonna have to get me through another season, because I'm not paying, you know, astronomical. The price that I've seen places are asking for these are just not worth it. I can probably find a whole nother cultivator for the price of some brand new tines. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there someday. So, all right, let me get a wrench for this. We'll see. Little plug that goes on the top. Hello. So I got it on. Actually had to run to Lowe's real quick and get some longer bolts. I think that was one of the reasons why it fell apart. I had 1.5 inches in there, and they were engaging, but not enough. So I put 2-inch bolts in there, and those seem to be much better. When it's all together, this sucker's pretty flippin' heavy, just like every other Gravely attachment. some gear oil and get this. All right, so everything's lubed up. Now it's a matter of I'm gonna put the wheels on and then adjust the slip clutch and set the slip clutch basically back to standard. As you can see, this is much wider, so perfect. Basically, the slip clutch, the way you adjust this, I've shown it in other videos. You basically, all the bolts on the end, you crank them in down till they seat, and then you back them off a half a turn. Ooh, need a small wrench. So I loosen up the back bolts, and now I crank all these down until they seat. They all seem fine, but it's okay. Not gonna hurt. Alright, so now you take it and you go half, half turn, half turn. So that's it.
Just go back and tighten all these up.
All set. It's good to go.